Stories of Journey to the West, Chapter 13.
The date, the 13th year of Zhengwan,
Right?
and 3 days before the full moon in the 9th month. It's a very precise marker.
And this wasn't like he just slipped away quietly?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The Tang King himself, plus a whole crowd of officials, they give him this big formal send-off right outside Chang'an Pass.
That's pretty significant, isn't it? It shows this wasn't just some, personal pilgrimage. It had imperial backing right from the get-go.
Absolutely. And the text mentions their initial speed, too. It says the horse did not stop for 1 or 2 days. They were moving quickly at first.
With real purpose.
Yeah, that initial push gets them fairly quickly to Famen Temple.
And the welcome there is, well, it's impressive. The abbot, over 500 monks, they all come out. There's ceremonies, food, tea, the whole thing.
But then, as evening sets in, the mood kind of shifts. The monks start talking about the road ahead.
Ah, right. This is where the source tells us what people thought the dangers were. The conventional wisdom.
Exactly. The monks voice all those common fears. They list them out. The sheer distance, water far, mountains high, the wild animals.
Many tigers and leopards, yeah.
Right. The difficult terrain, steep ridges, sheer cliffs. And then, of course, the big one, poisonous demons, difficult to subdue.
These are all the things you'd expect people to worry about, the external threats. But Xuanzang's reaction, as the source describes it, it's really quite striking.
It is. He doesn't say anything back. He just points to his Holen and nods repeatedly.
This silence and this gesture.
It's this moment of really deep, quiet communication when they finally ask him, what do you mean by that? He says something that, well, it really sets the tone for the whole journey, I think.
What does he say?
He says, heart gives rise to all kinds of demons. Heart ceases, all kinds of demons cease.
Wow, okay. So they're talking about literal monsters out there.
Yeah.
And he immediately turns it inwards. It's like the source is telling us straight away, the real fight might not just be physical out in the wilderness, but inside him too.
That's exactly how it feels. And right after saying that, he doubles down on the vow he'd made before, back at Huasheng Temple, that he must go west. He has to see the Buddha, get the scriptures. It's non-negotiable for him.
And he links it directly to the empire's stability too, doesn't he? It's not just personal enlightenment.
No, he's very clear. He wants the scriptures to make the Dharma wheel turn, sure, but also to ensure the emperor's rule is forever secure. It connects his mission right back to the political realm.
So how do the monks react to all this? His quiet resolve, the internal focus, the link to the emperor?
They're incredibly impressed. The source says they all praise him. They call him Loyal Heart, Red, which means red gallbladder, basically saying he's incredibly brave.
Like having guts.
Exactly, that kind of idea. A true, great propagating master. They see his conviction.
Okay. So the next morning, before he actually leaves Famen Temple, there's a prayer.
Yes, a significant one. He states his name formally, Chen Wan Sanzang, and outlines his intentions again. His vows for the journey are quite practical, acts of piety.
Like what?
Things like burning incense at temples he passes, bowing to Buddhas, sweeping pagodas, showing respect along the way.
And then he makes a pretty bold request, right, to the Buddha.
He does. He asks the Buddha to quickly manifest his Gid golden body.
Which the text explains is this enlightened form, like 18 feet tall.
Yeah, a sign of immense spiritual power. He wants this divine manifestation so the Buddha can basically hand over the true scriptures for him to bring back east. He's hoping for direct divine intervention.
It shows the scale of his hope and also how tangible his goal is getting those actual texts.
Definitely. So after the prayer, it's finally time to go. The farewell from the Famen Temple monks is quite emotional, according to the source. They walk with him for 10 li.
That's a fair distance.
It is. A couple of miles, maybe more, depending on the exact measure. And they're weeping as they finally have to turn back. It shows the connection they felt.
And as he travels on, the text paints a picture of the season changing.
Yeah, it gives these nice little details. Falling leaves, withered lotuses, wild geese showing up. It's clearly late autumn, and the landscape is getting wilder, colder as he heads west.
He makes stops, though, right? And it's not just wilderness yet.
No, he stops at Gansu City first, and then reaches Hezoe. And the source specifically points out this is the border of the Great Tang. He's leaving the empire proper.
But even out here, on the edge, he's still getting support.
Yes, that's important. Officials, local monks, even Taoists come out to welcome him. They respect the mission. At Hezoe, he stays at Fuan Temple, and the plan is set. Leave early the next day.
And this is where everything changes. Dramatically. The source says his own eagerness causes the problem.
Yeah, he starts too early. Way too early. around the fourth watch. Yeah, it's still dark, cold, just moonlight.
Not ideal for mountain travel.
Definitely not. And the group is tiny now. Just him, his 2 attendants, and the horse. The source calls them four mouths, which is an interesting phrase. They're navigating a mountain ridge in the dark.
And bam, they fall right into a pit, a trap.
Instantly, it's just fear. Xuanzang is terrified, the text says, and his followers are described as basically paralyzed. Bones soft, muscles numb. Utter terror.
And it's not just the fall that's scary. They hear noises from the pit.
Yeah, terrifying roars. Seize them, seize them.
And then the demons appear, 50, 60 of them. And overlooking it all, the Demon King.
The source names him ICE, Tiger General.
And the description of this guy, it's intense.
Oh, absolutely. The text goes into detail. He's huge, fierce eyes like lightning, voice like thunder, teeth like saws and chisels, tiger-striped body, steel whiskers, sharp claws. It even compares him to other legendary scary figures to give you a sense of his power.
You can see why Xuanzang's soul scattered, as the text puts it, and his followers are just helpless.
Completely. The demons bind them up quickly.
But just when you think, okay, this is it, there's an interruption.
Right. 2 other demons show up. Guests, apparently.
The Bear Mountain Lord and the Special Gentleman, quite the names.
Aren't they? And their descriptions are just as vivid, maybe even stranger. The Bear Mountain Lord is this black guy, strong, agile, breaks trees, and oddly, knows the season.
Knows the season, okay. And the Special Gentleman.
He's a fat guy, wears green, walks slow, and the text gives these weirdly specific details about his family being oxen, his father called E, Mother Eklina, and he helps with the farm fields. It's so bizarrely mundane for a demon.
It really is. Almost comical if it weren't so terrifying.
Yeah.
And these 3 demons, they're polite to each other.
Disturbingly so. The 2 guests congratulate the Tiger General on his catch. Well done, nice haul.
And the conversation immediately goes to the prisoners. Delivered themselves, one says.
Chilling phrase. Then the Special Gentleman asks if there's enough, basically, to serve as a meal for the guests, and the Tiger General's all for it. Serve them, serve them.
But the Bear Mountain Lord steps in with a suggestion.
Yeah, a horrifyingly practical one. Don't use all 3, eat 2, leave 1.
And the Tiger General just accepts this.
Instantly. Orders the 2 followers killed right then and there.
Oh, man. The source doesn't hold back on this, does it?
Not at all. It describes them being killed, cut open. Hearts and livers offered to the 2 guests. The Tiger General eats the limbs. The rest is shared among the lesser demons.
That's a graphic.
It is. The sound is compared to a tiger eating a lamb. And it's over quickly. Xuanzang, meanwhile, is just watching this almost scared to death.
What an absolutely brutal turn of events. From imperial send-off to witnessing this horror right at the border.
And the source makes sure we understand the significance. It states flatly. This was the first hardship after leaving Chang'an.
As dawn breaks.
But yeah, they leave. He's still tied up, alone, but, well, physically unharmed for the moment.
But totally in despair.
Absolutely. Until almost immediately, an old man with a staff just appears.
Right, and it's not like he strolls up. It's instantaneous.
Exactly. The text says he instantly touches Tang Sanzang. The ropes fall off like magic.
And then revives him. With just a breath.
Yeah, brings him back from the pit of terror. It's incredibly fast, very clean.
Wow. And then the relief must have been huge, finding his horse and bag still there.
Oh, definitely. The old man points him out. Everything needed to continue, just sitting there, untouched. A complete restoration, almost.
But the old man himself, he doesn't stick around, does he?
No, not at all. Tang Sanzang thanks him profusely, and then poof, he transforms.
Into what?
A pure wind, flies off on a crimson-crested white crane, and leaves a note.
A note. Classic.
Yeah, identifying him as the Great White Star, Taibai Jingxing, a major celestial figure.
Okay, so what's in the note? This is crucial, right?
Absolutely. He says flat out, I came to save your life. Promises future help, too, from divine disciples.
So backup is coming.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And he tells Tang Sanzang, basically, don't whine about the hardships ahead. Toughen up.
Easier said than done. But didn't the note say why the demons didn't eat him?
Yes, this is the really fascinating bit. It says it was because of his original clear nature. Original clear nature. What does that really mean here? Is it just like he's a good monk? It's deeper than that, I think. It points to some kind of innate spiritual purity he possesses. Maybe from past lives, maybe destiny.
So like a fundamental quality.
Exactly. Something intrinsic that makes him, well, almost incompatible with those demons. Like they couldn't harm his core essence, even if they wanted to. It sets him apart from his poor attendants.
So he has this inherent protection, gets divine rescue, his stuff back, a promise of more help.
Yep. He gives thanks to the star spirit.
And then he's alone again, on the same scary ridge, Double Fork Ridge.
And the text immediately hammers home how dangerous the place itself is. Wild, desolate, a lair of tigers and wolves.
Right, so the supernatural threat is gone for now, but the natural world is still right there, ready to pounce.
You really feel his struggle restarting. He's alone, properly alone this time. Hungry, exhausted, tough terrain.
Looking for any sign of life, any shelter, and finding nothing.
The strain must be immense. And just then, the threats are back, but different this time.
And
Yeah, but loads of them. Roaring tigers suddenly surround him. Coiling snakes, poisonous insects, weird beasts. The wilderness itself just rises up.
oh man, from demons to this.
Another moment of just complete helplessness. The source says he had no plan, just resigned himself to fate. Expected to die right there.
Even the horse gives up.
Yeah, collapses, weak, can't move. It looks like this is really it. After the star spirit rescue, he's about to become animal food.
Talk about swinging from one extreme to another.
Totally. But then, again, right at the lowest ebb, help arrives.
Another old man.
No, this time it's a human. A very imposing human figure appears.
And the animals.
Scatter. Instantly. Just the sight of him sends them running.
Who is this guy? The description sounds amazing.
It really is. Leopard skin hat, sheep-wool robe, lion belt, deerskin boots.
Wild looking.
Totally. Round eyes, wild, chaotic beard, armed to the teeth, quiver of arrows, and this huge, steel-tipped, great fork. He looks like he wrestled the mountain itself.
So who is he?
He tells Tong Sanzang he's Liu Boken, a local hunter. His title is the Mountain Suppressing Protector. Sane, Shan, Dai, Mountain Suppressing Protector. Nice. It's him, right? He reassures Tang Senzang, says he lives by hunting these very beasts, that's why they fled. It's not magic, it's skill and reputation. Pure practicality.
And he calls Tang Sanzang a countryman.
Yeah, I love that detail.
Huh?
He sees him and says, hey, you're from Great Tang territory too. This is still Tan land, even out here. We share an emperor. It's this immediate earthy connection.
People of the same country. That's grounding after floating star spirits.
Exactly. And he immediately offers shelter at his home. No hesitation.
What a contrast. Cosmic rescue versus this really capable local guy.
Night and day.
Yeah.
And Liu Boken doesn't just talk the talk. On the way to his place, they hear this wind.
Uh-oh. More trouble.
Liu Boken just brushes it off.
Oh, just a mountain cat. Casual.
Just a mountain cat. I bet it wasn't.
Nope. Turns out to be a massive spotted tiger. And Liu Boken.
Doesn't blink. Just squares up to it. This is where you see his raw power. You know, the kind needed for the physical dangers.
Not divine light, but a steel fork.
Precisely. And the fight scene. The text goes all out. Tiger bearing fangs and brandishing claws. Liu Boken turning and twisting.
Sounds intense.
It says you could only hear the tiger roaring and the protector shouting. His fork against the tiger's thousand-flowered tail, maybe meaning its powerful lashing tail.
Wow. How long does this go on?
About an hour, the text says. An hour of this raw, primal battle.
An hour against a tiger.
And Liu Boken wins. Cleanly, pierces its heart with the fork. Blood everywhere, it's done.
And his reaction.
Completely unfazed. Drags the tiger onto the road. Tells Tang Senzang this mountain cat will feed him for days. Offers him the meat.
Uh-huh. Just like that. Problem solved, and here's dinner.
Exactly. He is the mountain suppressing protector. He doesn't use magic. He uses skill, strength, and offers practical help. Sustenance.
They're heading to Liu Boken's place, deep in the mountains.
The text paints quite a picture.
Oh, it really does. It sets the scene beautifully.
As they get closer, you get these amazing descriptions. Tao Jia, so ancient towering trees, right? And wild vines all over the path.
Very overgrown wild.
And the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Cold wind whipping through the ravines, the strange look of 1,000 cliffs. It feels, pretty rugged and isolated.
Definitely wild, but then it shifts slightly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it brings in these smaller sensory things like Ilipokobi, the smell of wildflowers hitting you as you walk, and the Kokobi, these clumps of green bamboo.
A little touch of secluded beauty amidst the wildness.
And then they arrive at the manor itself, and it's described with almost rustic charm. A chim, a grass gatehouse, daya, a fenced yard, stone slab bridge, ormno, white clay walls, humble materials.
But look at how the text frames it. Taibin, worthy of being painted, and us, truly joyful, truly rare.
Yeah. That's the surprising bit. It's not just some rough outpost.
Right. It suggests this place, despite being the home of a tough hunter, has this inherent beauty and rarity. It's a haven. That contrast is fascinating right from the start.
It really is. Not the picture you'd immediately have of a mountain strongman's lair. And the description keeps going, grounding us in the season. That bleak autumn look.
Crisp, aloof air. You can feel the chill.
The yellow leaves falling, clouds drifting over the ridge. It's very evocative.
And the sounds, too. Arja birds chattering in the woods and tiny. Little dogs barking as they approach the gate. It makes the place feel alive, you know?
Okay, so they've arrived at this surprisingly picturesque, yet clearly wild mountain home. What's the very first thing that happens, like right at the gate?
Well, Libokin gets home and bam! He throws down the dead tiger he's been carrying.
Okay, right. So much for rustic charm for a second. Back to reality.
Exactly. A blunt reminder of who he is and what he does, and then he calls for his servants.
And they're not exactly Jeeves and Wooster, are they?
Not at all. The text says 3 or 4 servants come out, and they're described as strangely shaped and fierce-looking.
Fierce servants, dead tiger. This is definitely mountain hospitality and Lubokin's first order.
He tells them straight away, skin the tiger, cook it up to entertain the guest.
His immediate go-to for hospitality is sharing the hunt.
Absolutely. It shows what's valuable in his world, what constitutes a feast. Then he brings the monk inside.
And we get introductions, his mother, his wife, and the mother's response when Sanzang tries to bow. It's interesting. She says something like, "Elder, you're a guest from afar. Please value yourself. Don't worry about bowing."
Yeah. It's polite, acknowledges his status, but it's also quite practical, like, don't stand on ceremony, you're tired, you're a guest. It hints at local customs maybe being a bit different.
Lubokin then explains who Sanzang is, sent by the Tang Emperor, going west for scriptures. And he says he brought him home because they are
people of the same country or kingdom. That phrase, "oop," is key, I think.
How so?
It frames his hospitality not just as, like, personal kindness to a stranger, but maybe also a sense of duty or shared identity. This guy's on an important mission from the capital, and Lubokin recognizes that connection even way out here.
That adds another layer. Okay, and this is where it gets really interesting. The mother's reaction when she hears who Sanzang is and why he's there.
Yes. The text says she's awful, extremely happy.
And her immediate thought is, opportunity knocks.
Kinda. She says, it just so happens tomorrow is your father's death anniversary.
Ah, perfect timing.
Exactly. Suddenly, the monk's arrival isn't just about shelter. It aligns perfectly with a significant family event.
And she wants him to stay and chant scriptures.
Yep. Do some good deeds, chant a scroll of scripture for the anniversary. This reveals a deep-seated respect for, religious ritual and filial piety, even in this tough setting.
And Lubokin agrees, even though he's this tiger hunter.
He does. The text specifically notes he has some filial piety. So his mother's wish, connected to honoring his father, overrides any potential inconvenience. It shows how powerful that cultural value is, shaping even his actions.
Wow, so the whole reason he's staying now isn't just refuge, it's for this specific family ritual.
Precisely. It gives the monk's presence immediate purpose and value to them.
Okay, so dinner time. This feels like it's going to be a crunch point. What's on the menu?
Predictably, after the tiger incident, the servants bring out several plates of steaming hot, thoroughly cooked tiger meat.
Their prize offering.
Their best hospitality. Lubokin invites Sanzang to sort of make do with this for now.
With Sanzang, he drops the bomb.
He does, a very clear statement.
No. Since leaving my mother's womb, I've been a monk. I've never known how to eat meat.
Whew. Awkward. How does Lubokin react? The text says he pondered for a good while. He's genuinely thrown.
And he explains the problem from his side, right?
Yeah, he lays it out very practically. My poor family, for generations, we don't know how to eat vegetarian.
It's not just that they don't have veggies.
Well, even if they did, he says they cook them in animal fat. The stoves, the pans, everything is completely permeated with grease. He actually apologizes, saying, it's my fault for inviting you, basically.
That really highlights the gap between their worlds, doesn't it? It's not just preference. Their whole system is incompatible.
Absolutely. Their entire existence revolves around the hunt. Vegetarianism is just alien.
But Sanzang holds firm he'd rather starve.
He says so explicitly. Better to starve for days than break his vows. He even connects it back, saying starving is better than being eaten by that tiger Lu Boken saved him from. It underlines his absolute commitment.
And then, Mom to the rescue again.
Yes. The mother steps in. She tells Lu Boken, "Shoyed, child, don't waste time arguing with the elder. I myself have vegetarian things. I can take care of him."
She's not letting this chanting opportunity go.
Not a chance. And her determination leads to this incredible effort described in the text.
Tell us about the prep work. It sounds intense.
It really is. She tells her daughter-in-law to get a small pot, and then the cleaning. They have to use fire to burn off the grease, then scrub it repeatedly, wash it repeatedly.
Just to get one pot clean.
It shows how deeply ingrained the meat and fat cooking is. Then they boil water separately, make a tea soup from some mountain leaves, cook rice from yuilan, yellow millet, and boil some dried vegetables.
Basic stuff, but prepared with extreme care.
Exactly. The mother serves it herself, calling it extremely clean and pure tea and food. This isn't just dinner. It's a significant act of accommodation and respect, given their normal way of life.
Meanwhile, what's Lu Boking eating at his separate table?
Oh, it's a carnivore's dream. The text lists yulonka, unsalted, unsauced tiger meat, fragrant deer, python fox, labbit, and diced dried venison jerky, tickled high.
Wow, python meat? Okay. The contrast couldn't be starker.
Two completely different worlds sitting side by side at dinner.
Oh. And then there's that moment, just as Lu Boken is about to eat.
Yes, Sanzang clasps his hands and starts chanting.
And this freaks Lu Boken out.
Completely. The text says it. The Fadu scared Boken so much he didn't dare move his chopsticks, and he actually stands up.
Huh. The tough hunter, startled by a simple prayer.
It's a great little moment. It shows the monk possesses a different kind of, well, presence or power, maybe. Something unfamiliar and unsettling to Lu Boken.
Sanzang clarifies it's not like a curse or anything.
Right. He explains it's an incantation to lift the vegetarian fast. Basically, a grace before his meal.
Which shows another layer of his practice. It's not just what he eats, but how.
Ritual is part of it, even for this simple meal.
And Lu Boken's final comment on this whole dinner situation.
It perfectly sums up his perspective. You monastics, you really have so many particularities, so much fuss. Even eating requires chanting.
He just sees it as unnecessary complication, right?
Exactly. Compared to his direct, pragmatic life, these rituals seem like extra fuss. It captures the cultural gap beautifully.
Okay, so dinner's over. They go for a walk afterwards, out back.
Yes, Lu Boken takes him to the backyard area. First, they go through a narrow passage into a grass pavilion.
And what's stored in this pavilion?
It's basically his armory and trophy room. Who goes? Strong goes, powerful crossbows, 2 quivers of arrows. And hanging on the beam, 2 bloody tiger skins.
Ugh, grim.
Plus, lots of spears, swords, forks, clubs lined up against the wall. The text itself calls the place dangerous and dirty or unclean.
Okay, so this is the business end of his operation. No wonder Sanzang didn't want to hang around long.
Definitely not the monk's kind of place. It's the raw, unvarnished reality of Lu Boken's life, a stark contrast to the monk's sensibilities.
But then they go further, into a garden.
Yes, into a large garden area, and here the scenery shifts back to something more pleasant. Ooh, Jekka, clumps of yellow chrysanthemums. Yeah, red leaves on maples and poplars.
So there is some cultivated beauty alongside the blood and guts.
It seems so. Maybe tended by the family, providing a bit of color and calm.
But then they see animals.
Right.
There's a 10 fat deer and a big group of yellow deer run out.
And the key detail is how they react.
Exactly. The text says they were making soft noises, acting kind of dumb or tame, and crucially, not scared of the people at all.
Which makes Sanzang ask, are these pets? Or livestock? Are they kept by the family?
And this leads to Lu Boken's really revealing explanation. This is a huge nugget.
What does he say?
He compares himself to rich folks back in the capital, Chanyun. They collect treasures or store grain. But he says, "Muda,"
Which means?
we hunters. We have no choice but to gather and raise some wild animals. And the crucial part, to prepare for bad weather. Or, literally, prepare for cloudy, rainy days.
Ah, so it's not just random hunting, he's managing resources. Precisely. He's keeping a live pantry. It's like livestock farming, but adapted to his environment and profession. It shows foresight, planning, a whole system for survival, especially for lean times when hunting might be impossible.
That completely changes the picture of him just being a rough hunter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's running a whole survival enterprise.
It adds so much depth. He's pragmatic, strategic, providing for his family in a challenging environment. It connects directly back to that idea of him being a protector.
Yeah, so after that walk and talk, they head back to rest.
Next morning, Tripitaka prepares. He purifies himself, the space, which is crucial, right?
Absolutely. Standard preparation for such a rite.
And then he starts chanting, and it lists the specific scriptures. He uses cleansing mantras first.
Yeah, one's for purifying speech karma, and then body and mind karma. Really specific.
Then the big sutras. The sutra for delivering the departed, obviously. The Diamond Sutra.
Known for wisdom and emptiness teachings. Also the Guanyin Sutra, the Lotus Sutra, a huge one for universal salvation concepts.
Right, and the Amitabha Sutra, the Peacock Sutra. And he even, it says, discusses tales of cleansing karma. So, like, weaving stories into it.
It paints a picture of a really comprehensive Buddhist service, not just a single prayer, but a whole toolkit aimed at purification and liberation for the soul. The mix of sutras shows different facets of that goal.
And it wraps up with burning incense, paper figures, the joss paper type things.
Right. The Xing paper figures representing gods or maybe things needed in the afterlife and memorial documents. It's integrating traditional practices with the Buddhist ceremony.
Okay, so the ritual's done, and then, well, something completely unexpected happens. It shifts entirely.
This is where it gets really wild, the collective dream.
Yeah. And what's amazing is it's not just one person dreaming this.
No, multiple people. Bokin himself, his wife, and his mother. They all have the same dream at the same time, presumably.
Which is just, wow. And in the dream, Bokin's father's spirit shows up.
And he tells them he was in a really bad way, suffering terribly in the underworld. The text uses the term yinsi, the dark realm.
But he says because the saintly monk that's Tripitaka chanted the scriptures.
Nyanlu Zhenghuan chanted the sutra scrolls.
His sins have been cleansed. Shou lu sin de zuye. My sins are wiped away.
And the result is immediate and, well, dramatic. The king of hell, Yan Wang.
The big boss of the underworld.
Yeah, he is sending the father off to be reborn. And not just anywhere, but into a wealthy family in a prosperous part of China. Shangxingqua, Fudi Xingxia to Shangkule.
I mean, that's quite an upgrade. From suffering in hell to a rich family.
It's huge. And it's direct proof, within the story's logic, that Tripitaka's ritual worked. It wasn't just symbolic. It had a concrete effect in the afterlife, recognized even by the king of hell.
And the father's spirit tells them, you have to thank this monk properly. Don't take him lightly.
Right. Underscoring the immense favor he's done them.
So they all wake up, they talk, realize they had the exact same dream.
Yeah.
And they're just filled with joy, relief, gratitude. They call it a ixnameng, a happy dream.
Which feels like maybe the understatement of the century.
Totally. So their immediate reaction is, we need to thank him. They put together a gift, a decent amount of silver, yiling.
But Tripitaka.
He absolutely refuses. Funamumbusho, not accepting a single cent. He says basically, look, you helping me on my way, escorting me, that's thanks enough.
Which really shows his character, right? His focus isn't on material reward. It's the mission.
But the family insists. They want to help him practically. So they give him provisions for the journey, dry food, like kumyan shabning ganliang, coarse flour biscuits, dry rations.
And that he accepts. A practical gift for the road ahead. It seals that connection.
So that spiritual debt is kind of settled. Immense goodwill is there. And now it's time to get back on the road.
The journey resumes.
Yep. So with this powerful blessing sort of echoing behind him, Tripitaka sets out again. Bokin goes with him, along with some family and servants.
Some equipped for hunting, the text notes. A little reminder of the environment they're in.
Good point. And it mentions the scenery, wild mountain views, Hanzhong Yejing, and the ridge scenery, Hangfengwang. Just setting the scene again.
Reestablishing that rugged, untamed landscape after the domestic interlude. It signals a shift back to the wilderness.
They travel for about half a day. Seems like they cover a fair bit of distance, and then they come up against this huge mountain.
Described as incredibly high and steep. Gal Jiokinjio, Kiwai Drengjun, reaching the blue sky, imposing and perilous.
This isn't just any mountain, it has a name.
Two Realms Mountain, Lingji Shan.
And the name tells you pretty much everything, doesn't it?
It really does. Boken stops right at the foot of it. He explains its significance.
He says, okay, the eastern side, where we are now, that belongs to the great Tang, Da Tang, Sugin. That's his territory, the known world, basically.
But the western side, that's different. He calls it Tartar territory, Dada de Dije.
Which signifies, like, outside the empire, beyond their control.
Exactly. Often represents lands outside the direct political and maybe cultural sphere of Tang China. Think to nomadic groups, less settled areas may be seen as more dangerous or lawless.
And Boken gives a very specific reason for turning back here. He says the wolves and tigers on that side.
Nanxinglanqin could be literal animals, could be symbolic dangers too.
He says they are not under my submission, Bufuzhang. He has no power there. He can't protect Tripitaka anymore.
It's a hard boundary. His influence ends here.
And Tripitaka's reaction, it's really human. He's startled. Si Jing gets off his horse.
Yeah, and he actually grabs onto Boken's clothes, pleading tearfully for him to come just a bit further.
He's scared. He's right at the edge of everything familiar, about to step into the complete unknown, and his protector is leaving.
It really underscores the vulnerability, the immense challenge he's facing. Leaving the Tang realm is a massive step into danger.
And just at this moment, this really emotional farewell.
Yeah, they're right there at the threshold.
Bang! This incredibly loud shout just erupts, comes from the foot of the mountain.
Out of nowhere, shatters the moment completely.
And what the voice shouts is, well, it's stunning. It yells, "My master is here! My master is here!"
The
effect is immediate. Tripitaka is terrified, just frozen, Chidai. Boken is startled, like, jumps Dingyan.
Yeah, completely shocked. Who is this? Down at the base of this boundary mountain.
And why on earth are they calling Tripitaka master? He just got here. He doesn't know anyone in this Tartar territory.
It throws everything into question, doesn't it? What does this mean for his journey now?
It's such a cliffhanger. It instantly shifts the whole focus. It suggests maybe his arrival wasn't entirely unexpected.